So here we're going to look at the product rule for logarithms. So let's say we have log base b of m, and let's say that it equals a. Now I'm going to do a little bit different than they did in the textbook, but you can look at the textbook and see if you like that way better. And then let's say we have log base b of n equaling b. Okay? Well, if I write those in exponential form, I would have b to the a equals m, and the other one would be b to the b equals n. Now let's say we want to multiply these things. So I'm going to say m times n. Well, that would mean then b to the a times b to the b. Maybe I should have used other letters. Okay. Now, the right-hand side, we know we can simplify that. We have rules for exponents. So we can make that b to the a plus b. Now we're going to take the logarithm of both sides, which are allowed. It's a function. It's just like if you squared both sides or you took the square root of both sides. We're just going to take the log base b of both sides. Okay, but we just had an inverse property that told us how to deal with the right-hand side there, because the base here is the same as the base here, so that whole thing on the right is just a plus b. Well, we know what a and b are. We set that up at the beginning. You can't see it, but there it is. So a is log base b of m, and b is log base b of n. So now we're gonna fill those in. So log base b of mn is equal to log base b of m plus log base b of n. That is the product property, or the product rule of logarithms, okay? And what it means is if you have a product, you can split that up into addition. So back in the old days before we had fancy calculators, this was very helpful when you were looking up these numbers on tables. You would just have to add two logarithms together as opposed to trying to figure out a more complicated multiplication problem. But we still use the properties of logarithms to do things in calculus, and it's a way to split things up. Okay, so there's the property. It's the product property. I'll just give you a little example. Say you have log b of 3x. You can split that up into log base b of 3 plus log base b of x. Okay, so that's the idea here.